Welcome back to the firehouse. For some more firehouse reasoning, I think I will continue this reasoning along the line of success and failure as it was in this world as we perceive it. You know, having a look at the world in what I call a paradoxical kind of a way, you get to find out that the mysteries of life that we call God like things paradoxically. So here now, paradoxically, what we're looking at now is those who are successful in the visible, as opposed to those who are successful in the invisible. Now, obviously, I don't think most people think about having success in the invisible, if you know what I mean. They are more concerned with what they see and having success in the visible. But because the lion is a madman, like I'm telling you now, I reckon that it would be better if one look for success in the invisible. Does that sound mad, dear? Yeah, look for success in the invisible. Because I work it out like this then. Instead of you storing up your wealth in the visible, like in a bank or in buildings, you know, property. That's what people do in the visible when they are successful. But you are not going in the visible, are you? You are leaving the visible to enter the invisible, if you know what I mean. So you should be making preparation in the unseen, not the seen, because you're going to leave the scene, if you know what I mean. Well, that's how a madman would reason it out anyway. So, madmen don't really have any success in life as it was, you know. Well, I haven't. I don't own anything. How long I've been on the planet? 55 years, eh? And I don't own a house. I've been in England 40 years. And I don't own anything. Indivisible. Now, that is failure, isn't it? Well, it's failure. Don't forget, you know. People leave the shores of wherever they come from, coming to England or going to America or anywhere in the built-up Western world, to make their fortune, you know what I mean? To better themselves, improve themselves and make something of their life. So if a man has been away from home, I say, for 40 years, and he has not made this success, you know what I mean? Gather up enough money to have a house and, you know, the regular thing that people term as success, then you must be a failure. So under those terms, I have to term myself a failure for failing to achieve anything at all in the visible world. You know what I mean? So in the visible now, I is a failure. But I was not looking for any success in the visible anyway, if you know what I mean. No. I have never been fascinated by visible possession, you know, owning them, acquiring them, gold, diamond, and silver, all the glories that you see here. I have never been that interested in them to wish or hope or want to acquire them in any great numbers to say, well, that I have achieved. No, I have, although I'm living in the visible, I spend a lot of time in the invisible, if you know what I mean. Because I don't think you human being realize this yet, that like I keep telling you over and over, we're not actually visible beings. You know, we are actually invisible. Paradoxically, that is. You see? So, this way, like I'm telling you, you see, everything is double-sided, isn't it? In and out. And so it is a visible and an invisible, if you know what I mean. So, it's like not too long ago, I know a friend, long time back. I wouldn't say he's a close friend, but he's a man that I know anyway. You know a man. And eventually he went into the priesthood. I met him at a funeral last year sometime, you know. And he was trying to explain to me how successful he was. He even showed me his wallet, the amount of money he had in it. Yeah, man. And that he was running 2 churches. And he was saying to me, I could have gone a long way, but I wasted my talent. And I was saying to him, yes, I have seen that you've gone a long way in the visible, you know, and you've got 2 churches. And he was training to be some other high minister in the church. And in the physical you have achieved very well. But I am telling him that I am very successful myself. But my things are in the invisible. And people always find that's why I think people find it strange when I tell them that I'm one of the most richest man. I don't, you know, if you was calculated in money terms, you know, you would have to put me up in the trillion, multi-trillionaire kind of style, you know. That's yeah, man. That's a couple of trillion, you know. In fact, the amount of richness I have, I don't see what I could do with it, apart from give it away. You know what I mean? But that is the madness of the richness of the unseen. That one could be, like they say in England here, loaded, and no one see that you're loaded. You know what I mean? But trust me, it sounds like a joke to you, but I am not joking. In the invisible. You know what I mean? Anyone at all, you know, can be very, very rich. But yet no one won't be able to see this richness, like I'm telling you, because it's a paradoxical thing. You know, you have to understand the flex of the invisible, if you know what I mean. You can't, in the invisible world then, you've got to understand that down there no one hasn't got no color. Because you can't see anyone. You see, well, you can, you know, if you're a fire lion, you know, dreader. But what I'm saying is down there, you know, this little, in the invisible world, the paradox of color, because color is a paradox. See what I mean? I don't know, I just think God loves paradoxes, you know? Visible and invisible in the same instant, you know. Like you're looking at me, you see a part of me is visible, but I'm invisible. That is not my workings. That is the workings of the terrible and dreadful God who like to make things appear as if it's not what it is, or it is what it's not, if you know what I mean. I don't know why God like to do these things, but that's just the way it is. And that's why the visible people know, like I'm telling you, those who spend the time, those who have ambition, yeah, and are interested in the science and all this, that's why they get so confused, because they're busily testing what they call the visible and trying to explain what it is, you know what I mean, and mistaking the visible for the real, if you know what I mean. Is the visible real or unreal? Oh yeah, the visible is real. But the invisible is also real as well. So it would be, what I say, life is a balance. It's best to get the balance between the invisible and the visible. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if you don't do this, this is where people, I say, get into all this thing about black and white, you know, and who was the first and who was the second, and this, that. These things you shouldn't be worried about, innit? Don't worry about who was the first man on the planet, yeah? Who was the second. Not your business, that's God's business. Learn to mind your own business. That's what I was saying in Jamaica, you know? Learn to mind your own business. Stop watching other people's business, else yours will spoil. Same thing. Stop nosing into God's business, yeah? Otherwise, your business is going to spoil. Your business is to understand the paradoxes in life and the mysteries of it and the movement of it. You know what I mean? And don't get carried away by what you see in front of your eyes. You know? Don't be deceived by, like I keep telling you, those who are they are giving you as role models. Anybody that they give you as role model, something is wrong with them. That's why they're giving you them as a role model. They can't give you anybody right as a role model. Because if the person was right, he'll talk about the ills of the society. You see, so they're looking for people who are dumbed down. Young people who they can manipulate and use in the music industry, acting industry. And you know, they've got a big field to choose from, because they train you all anyway. And when they was training you, they weren't training you about the invisible of life, is it? That there was another side to life. And that after when you, the visible here that appear visible to you, when you leave here, you are going in the invisible. And what preparation have you made in the invisible? Or have you stored up all your wealth? Maybe when you get to the invisible, you will be poor. Don't wait for, hey, this is the thing that people should understand. You're going in the invisible anyway. But why wait to investigate and understand the invisible? Why not do it now? Because you're living in the invisible. If you know what I mean. I don't think it's harder for beings to grasp the concept that they are not visible beings. You know? But that's exactly who you are. You're not visible. But you get confused out there, you know, when you are in the visible, because your eyes are deceiving you. And well, that part of life is a deception anyway. So that means all your education. You know, obviously they have to teach you some truth as well. But, you know, 90%, most of your education is brainwashing. Education. In fact, most of the world education now is the same education you spit out by Britain. You go to Jamaica, all over Africa, running the same, what they call curriculum. And all you, what do they call it, legal system you have to follow from. Why should somebody else tell you your legal system, how to think? And what is the law? And why should it have to be them who teach you education? You see people here, like I see in Jamaica, I even go to Africa and see it. Eh? You go in them courts and you see these men with them white wigs and something them develop in the 17. No, when them develop that. What has that got to do with African people? Or whoever else around the planet? Nothing to do with you. Yeah, you are just following these British because you see them do it. And maybe you think that they are the height of intelligence, isn't it? That they are fine gentlemen, say they must know the law. They don't know no law. So you need to get this kind of conception out of your mind, that a certain set of human being has got some certain set of intelligence, and that it must be them who must teach it to the rest of the world, and that the rest of the world must follow them. Well, that might be right in the visible world, no? Because in the visible world, no one have confidence in their own ability to think. They like to follow any. If you draw a picture and show them and tell them that man there is a great man, he said blah blah. That's what they will follow. Like I tell you, a lot of these teachers, you watch them teaching, instead of just speaking what they know, they are rambling and quoting, says, oh, this man said that, and he said that, and he says that, and he... Don't be saying what other man say when you're teaching the truth. You don't know truth when you are quoting what others say. Never mind how great that others say. When you read what other great men say, keep it to yourself. And then when you teach, you teach what you know. Yeah, well, I read some of what they call great men, what they say, but I don't remember even what they say when I finish reading. So I haven't got the time to know me to come to be repeating what they say. If if it's a nice little saying, sometime I might call it to mind, but I don't need to be quoting or referring. Well, you don't do that when you're in the invisible anyway. Because one thing with in the invisible, ain't no way of seeing down there unless you got light. When you are in this world here, you only need your eyes to see. You see what I mean? In the world of success, so anything you see with your eye, you run that down. But in the invisible world now, you know what I mean? You might imagine something invisible, it's dark. Ain't no way of seeing. And it exists, But ain't no way of seeing unless one possess the light. You mean to see in the invisible. It's like if you go somewhere where there's no moonshine. Because I've experienced that coming from Jamaica in the dark country there, When there is no light at all, You can't see nothing. Invisible down there, So the invisible is darker than that, any darkness that you can experience here. And there ain't no way of you seeing what's happening in that world unless you have a light. And there ain't no way now of acquiring this light unless you somehow relinquish your pursuit of success in the visible world. Because like I'm telling you, all of the people, humans human beings them, all of them that are chasing success in the visible world are chasing failure. What you claim as success or what has been sold to you as success is nothing but failure. And most of the human beings, if not every single one of them, that they hold up to you as the great achievers in life, maybe they find out how to make matches, I don't know, or electric light, or they invent something to cut down trees, or to dig up gold, or to refine, don't know. But whatever they, and then they throw praise on you that you are one of the great human beings, and then they use them now to set example for others to follow. You need to examine in this time every single being that they've set for you as an example. Because I reckon that all of them are idiots. Because they ain't going to set anybody decent from who understand the invisible as a role model. Because they don't want you to penetrate to the depths of the invisible, do they? They want to keep you in the visible. So why now would they want to show you about the ways I lead you, or tell you about anyone who is master of the invisible? They're not. They promote those who are, I would call them ignorantly intelligent then, Ignorantly intelligent. So those are the type of people that they look to promote. In this modern age now, you can see the people that they're promoting, like say, if you go to music, is I just want to pick on anyway. You see like Madonna, Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Rapone, they call him. Those kind of those kind of singers are that are not singing anything that is positive to the human soul, but are just interested in like an egoistic braggart, showing as much flesh as you can and behaving in, drinking champagne and going about an just any that, so that they will support anything like that now and make these people into star egoists. because they will encourage a lot more to do that. You see what I mean? So that's how you come to be stars or to be recognized. You see what I mean? When you do what is pleasing to the shit steam, as it was. You know what I mean? But in the invisible world, you don't do anything that is pleasing to the shit steam, as it was. That's why you end up being a failure. Well, I end up being a failure anyway. In the visible world. In the visible world, well, I always know, I'm a total idiot, me. Don't even know measurement, what for millimeter, centimeter, you know. Don't know anything like that. I'm completely, I say, thick. Invisible matters, you know. That's the word they use in England when you're dumb, you know. You have no qualification, you're just a thick head. I'm in the visible world and I'm very thick. And when you're very thick, it's going to be hard for you now to achieve unless you are some kind of criminal. You know, so you have to resort to a gun tactics then, a rough boy, and just take some things because I'm thick. But I've decided, no, that's, I'm even thicker than that. I'm so thick that I haven't even resort to, since as I haven't got the qualifications to succeed then, to, by all means necessary then, draw from a gun, or join a posse. You know, I'm thicker than that. So I'm so thick that I've decided that the best way out of this is to be a failure. Yes, you know. Be a failure. And it's so funny then, you know, that even though I am a failure, I say that I'm a failure. Yeah? If I did achieve any little thing or have any little thing, others take it. Oh yeah. I don't take anything off them though, even though I'm a failure. And as I always say, I like to say this one. When I moved out in England, see, if I see a Chinaman, white man, black man, yellow man, I don't have to hold my head down against nobody, you know. Even if the man was a trillionaire, or coming down to a millionaire, or whatever year him want to be. Because for a start, I don't owe him nothing. And I don't want to beg him anything either. So, you know, he can't impress me with his trillion. You know. I like to, if anything, tell a boy, say, watch ya, move. Because about it, but we're not swearing in the run. But, you know, run a boy. You see me? Poor and don't have nothing but arrogant in you, nothing, you know. Just like my grandmother used to say, too damn rank. That in England, that means you are too cheeky. Yeah? Well, I am still cheeky. So you're not going to have any little boy with a lot of paper talking to me how they want to talk to me, because they have accumulated up a lot of paper. Paper mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because when you are in the invisible, you haven't got much sense in it. And one of the sense that you lose is to think that paper means anything. I know paper mean a lot to you, you know, and gold and all these things. Well, these things that mean a lot to you in the visible. Don't forget you're not staying in the visible, innit? It'll be okay, you know, if you was going to stay in the visible here forever. And by all means, like I say, even I will be doing it. Herding up and storing up and, you know, burying up underground and putting in bank vaults. Where we storing up, you know. Whole heap of store up. But you ain't staying here, are you? You are heading down where I am already residing down there in the invisible. You know? That's the mystery of life, like I say. So you have to study both sides of it, the in and the out. You know? I say, a lot of people, they are just wrapped up in the bodies. Ain't nothing wrong in training your body and getting your body fit. In fact, the body should be kept well fit and healthy. I am not fit myself, but I wouldn't decry anybody going to the gym and running and exercising the body. But then you find out they become like alcoholic. You know, Instead of just drinking 2 pints or 3 pints, which is good for you, they now have to drink 10. So then you find that these people now who get into this training of the body, they gone over the top now because they now into looking fit. You know, looking good. Like the way you look good and you can pull. You see what I mean? So they now, once they like that now, they start to believe that the body is them. So they totally forget about who they are, the spirit inside. They end up just like those who chase after success. You see? Being trained to do it. So when they get this success now, because you are not, you wasn't born as success, well, you were born as a person. So you should be finding out who you are. Not chasing success, because you are not success. Success is just something that they've put in front of your eyes. You know, and tell you. So you find the majority of the world now, instead of them figuring out who they are, because if they was ever attempting to figure out who they are, it would lead them in the invisible world. But because they are not doing that and they are after success, you know, everyone want a good career. You know, the whole idea of you being programmed into school is to have a good career. And many of you now feel so disappointed if you never get enough programming and don't end up with this good career. You know? And then those of you who have been successfully programmed now feel that you are better off than those who are not as well programmed as you. Because your programming has allowed you now to eat chicken and a bit of steak, I suppose, and drink champagne, and you know. Well, you say certain doors are open to you. Well, the doors that are opening to you are idiotic doors. The higher up you go in society, the more stupid and foolish you are. You know what I mean? It's better you fall in society than rise. Those who rise in society are rising to the house of, right up to the ignorance of a house that live. Ignorance, eh? Our room. Ignorance is a mansion. I was once in the house of ignorance itself. You know? Don't get me wrong. But I never did go upstairs. You know? I was just running about downstairs and not, you know. When I was 27, I find the exit and get out. But I know there is upstairs room in ignorance up there. Yeah, high up. And some people head right up there. In fact, they are fighting to get up into the upstairs, you know, the lofty regions of ignorance. Because that's where the best achievers, you will find them up there. In the loftier part of ignorance. In the mansion of ignorance. When you're going down there, and you want to see the crudeness that ignorance has got to offer, you have to go to the upstairs, you know. The one them on the lower level, they're just normally ignorant, you know. And there's a lot of hope of them seeing their ignorance and escaping their ignorance. But the higher up you go in ignorance, trust me, it's you know, when you're up there, you know, it's like you become in tune with ignorance then. It's very hard to realize that you are living in it. All I drink. All of those now, I say all of the people that people are looking up to are living up in the higher regions of ignorance. It is not the unseen beings then, as it was, are those who understand the unseen, who are ruling the planet, as it was. It is those who are in the scene and just live in the scene and try to conquer the scene, possess the scene, not realizing that they have to leave the scene to go to the unseen, if you see what I mean. So those people who are in the scene, like I'm telling you, it ain't nothing that they are going to do that is having good to the human race. I was just looking in the paper here today, some ridiculous story that was in there, and it says America plan to drop a nuclear bomb on the moon. But something to impress the Soviet Union, because they was the first to have man in space. Story going back in the 50s, this, not a modern story. But then it says, it go on to say, the atomic bomb is not the most powerful in the American arsenal. They've got the hydrogen bomb. Now, show you how seeing people are idiots, right? It's only them living in the world, human being. Why would you want to develop hydrogen bomb? Who you want to kill with such a powerful bomb? And if you are at war on the planet, you hate each other to the point where you would actually think one side, since you got yourself in sides like the American and the Soviet or whatever side, aren't there any thinkers amongst you visible idiots who would think, well, what would be the point of blowing up the world or destroying that part of it and them people? Why, when you could actually share the world? Actually big enough for you to share it, isn't it? So why would any sensible human being want to sit down, and they still have them now in laboratory paying them ridiculous money to come up with sophisticated ways of killing or poisoning or spreading disease or germs? What is the point of that? What is the point, right, of coming into life solely to kill and control? And it's not as if, like I say, you can stay here, because those who are doing the killing, they've got to go there. Right here I'm telling them in the invisible. Well, because you are so busy in the visible, you don't know what's awaiting you in the invisible, innit? You haven't got the time, like I say, to even consider the matter of the consequences of what you are doing, right, in the scene. Because you are just operating, like I tell you, of one page when there is two, in and out, yin and yang, good and bad, male and female, yes and no, left and right, up and down. You see what I mean? All kind of style. It's flashing, life and death. You see me? Living the scene, living the unseen. So the flex now, when you come to which you have to, you never hear of any beings residing here permanently. Unseen is waiting for you. All of you. And dear, like I'm telling you, you will find out then what you have achieved here. Those of you who are so proud, you must think life was about graduating from a university, or graduating from a school. Your heart is set, and even your parents driving you into the ground to go and get this degree and that degree so you can be this and that and that. I am not saying that no one should be doctors or whatever it is in the world either, that one should not go and learn in whatever institution you're learning in. I am not saying you shouldn't learn either these things, but I am still saying, though, you should first learn what is right and wrong, so that when you learn these things, you know the correct way to apply them. Because if you don't, you are going to apply what you learn selfishly for the sake of the system. That's what has been going on over generations. And that's why the system has grown so powerful and widespread and been able to sustain the evil thing that it's doing. Because it's feeding off your own energy. You are the one, like I tell you, putting wood on the fire. supporting an evil system because you've been unable to penetrate into the invisible. You've been deceived by the visible. You see what I mean? You can see it in people. All they're interested in is the body. How good they look, how nice the teeth is, how fine your skin is. And instead of just looking ahead and see that this fine body and sexy body, worm will be eating that, or if you prefer, burn that. When that dead, it won't be long now before no sexiness won't be coming out of that body. And all them, that beautiful face you got, all you beautiful women, Well, nowadays now you can go and stretch back your eyelid and dry, And when you look 80, you look, but doesn't matter. You're going in the ground. You look a beautiful body. So I don't know how come people get so obsessed with what is not permanent anyway. You have what is permanent within yourself, the spirit that dwells within. Pay no attention to that. You come with your little vain self. And, because you got a little body and yeah. And because most men are vain as well, because they don't have, I always say men, well, it's happened to me as well, I was a man, I said the same. Well, it is essential that one must remove their brains from out of their balls, like we would say up here in England, and put back your brain up here. You know what I mean? Because if you are not up here, then that means you are... Because this is the weakness of the society, like I'm saying. Sex. Number one seller in England here. Everybody sexy. If you open like buy paper today again, as you open the second page, is a naked woman up there. Why? I go in any paper raw and half naked. Why? What's this obsession with half naked women or bodies? When naturally we are not, Bushman is not fascinated by the naked body of women. When we in the bush in Africa, we see naked woman running about all the place and naked man. You see what I mean? So it doesn't hold that kind of a fascination why we should now start to make books about naked woman and always showing naked woman boom and breast and... Nah man, those are... those behavior are unhealthy and civilized, I say. And yet we are living in countries that they claim to be civilized. How can people in the scene understand what civilized means? Civilized don't mean to be going about flaunting your body. Like I say, I would talk to a woman now. Woman is my mother, my sister. Woman. Civilization does not mean that you should go about flashing your panties for the sake of man. That's not going to help you know yourself. You was not created by the creative energy just for sexual, like I say, the sexual gratification of man. So you that's all you need to do. What you need to do, woman, is to know who you are. And you cannot know who you are until you are honest to yourself. When you start listening to conscience, just like I'm telling the man them, that conscience dwell within the supreme Dandada, the master. So until a woman know conscience, she don't know nothing. She's an idiot to herself. And all those men who tell you that you are beautiful and this and that, they are idiots as well. Fools. Because the only way that you can be beautiful, then, or anyone be beautiful, or understand what beauty is when you start to understand your own self. When you start to listen to what conscience is telling you. You understand? And that can be done by both male and female. That doesn't... Listening to your conscience, it's not like say you have to lift up a heavy... because they say a woman don't physically... You don't have to lift up anything heavy. You just need your ears and your will. You see, and you've got that, haven't you? So when God don't only talk to man, don't bother listen to those... madman them in the visible. Because in the world, God don't deal with woman. God just sent prophets and his special son and those things. But when you're in the invisible world now, down there, things operate different in the invisible. In the invisible, everyone is equal. There is no inequality down there. So down there in the invisible world, a woman is responsible for her own salvation. I'm not responsible for her salvation. And I am not responsible to teach her. She's got the teacher within her as well, just like me. I haven't got no power over her. You know what I mean? It's these gullible men who has been denying her rights, who has convinced woman that woman must listen to what they say. But I'm telling you that they don't know what they are saying. These are men and any woman who join them. Call your beans then. Because some women agree with it as well. Crazy. I don't know why you want to agree with your own suppression. I wouldn't agree with that. You know what I mean? But it's them who have lost their mind, who have created the imbalance, you know, and behaving in this what I call male chauvinistic way. But you only behave in that way when you're sick, in it, when you're ill. You know, when the mind is sick, it cannot behave, it doesn't behave in a reasonable way. When the mind is sick, it will think of poisoning and killing, raping, murder, any depravity thing. All things that are depraved is what happens when the mind becomes ill. So if you look at society as a whole now, how it's been run, what we've created, outer life, what God has given us, you can see clearly that now something is wrong. It's ill, sick, very, very sick. But it's not a puzzle about this sickness, you know, as if, oh, well, why? It's not a mystery, you know, because life is simple. It's sick because people are selfish and greedy and spiteful and jealous and racist. They hate one another. They're backward. They're thinking backward. They're thinking of like different countries. They're still doing it now in the modern 2012. You see them unite, all different flags flying. They still have a workout that they are one. In the invisible, everyone know that everything is one. Because in God creation is one. But these fools in the visible. I'm just watching and me tell you, there's one driving in a tank up and everything. That's what I call mad people do in the visible world when they lose their mind totally. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Those kind of behavior are you don't even know what to, it's so ridiculous that sometimes because my vocabulary is that small, I can't find the right word to express the ridiculousness of these type of behavior. You know what I mean? That these people who are indivisible go on with when they lose their well, if you're indivisible, you always lose your mind anyway. That's what I say. You know what I mean? The only way. But we all have to start in this confusion. So it's no excuse, like I say, to stay in it. Because one have to leave from the visible to enter the invisible. You know what I mean? That's where you have to learn what you need to learn. You have to learn it in the visible. But you are not going to learn if you swallow up, like I say, all this that you've been taught, putting all your faith in your institution, in what you call the law. It is not the law. Okay, yes, some of it is right, but most of it is wrong. Ain't no good. It's not a just law. Law must be just. You're not going to say the laws of the earth are just, are you? You must know injustice when you see injustice. So you know that these laws, I told you before, innit? Paradoxically, man, in and out. So the outward law is not the law. It's the invisible law. Cannot be seen. And you know, like I tell you before, the invisible hold precedent over the visible. The breath. of life. You know what I mean? It's all precedent over visible, solid objects. So don't bother think that because you cannot see something that it is of no importance. Trust me. It is of the uttermost importance. You see, that's how God have it, you know. What you think is of no importance is of the uttermost importance. What you take no notice of is more important than what you are taking notice of. So for you who like to chase down material, you would take more notice of your goal and your car and your yacht than you would have the breath, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have time to go and study the invisible in that way, trying to figure out what it is. You would rather go and spend time trying to figure out where gold is or where diamond is. Indivisible. If you know what I mean. So, you don't get to find out about the invisible flecks of life. You know what I mean? And just to think as well, everything is in the invisible. God is in the invisible. Satan is in the invisible. So if you saw, you call the negative one that dwell within anyway. But because you don't understand the invisible, you'll never understand this one. Because those who are living in the visible, how are you going to understand what is going on in the invisible? You live in a visible world, like I say, chasing down the material visibility of the world. Eh? In the invisible world is the mind, the spirit, things like that. How are you going to know anything about that if it's real or not real? If you have never spent time investigating, all your time is spent in this world, right? Figuring out how to make a success of your life. And I'm telling you, the success that they give you to aim for, to make for your life, it equates to failure. Only way you can make a success of your life on this planet is to understand who you are. Once you know who you are, then that is success. Like I say, you can go and own house and car and money and things then, because you will know how to behave correctly. You understand? You will have a grasp of what the invisible is. You will have a grasp and an understanding that your visible is temporary, but your spirit is permanent. So you will understand fully that, oh yes, I am going to die very, very good death, very nice. I have to leave earth, you know, but my spirit endureth forever. I have to go on in the invisible. So because this is so, I have to look after my body here and make preparation for where my spirit is going. And part of this making preparation is to make sure that one is living a moral life here. Because if you're not living a moral life, you are not making preparation for where you're going. And one can easily be locked up, you know what I mean? Laws, rules, and regulation. How do you know you're not breaking the law? Like I'm telling you. And if you're breaking the law, you have to get arrested. Where are you going? So that's what I'm saying now. It would be good to understand the laws of the invisible from here, so that you learn not to be breaking them. You know what I mean? So when you go there, you find out that, oh, I've been breaking the law of the invisible. I never know that the invisible law was on earth as well. Oh yes, it's on earth. It's not only where you're going. That's why you should learn the rule here. You are here to learn the rules. How to live, how you're going to live when you go there. You see what? Don't wait until you go there to try and learn the ways of the invisible, because the ways of the invisible is here, and you are here to learn it here. For when you go there, you understand? Because you ain't staying here, are you? And don't forget, like I tell you, you know how God is very he like paradoxical things, like I tell you. In the invisible there is got a memory in you. You see, that's your black box. And on there is store all your deeds. For when you go there. You see what I mean? So don't come into this life, and like I'm saying, a lot of you, right? Imagine that you are all brothers and you come here. Oh, he's Palestinian, he's Israeli, he's fighting one another, hating one another. Why are you doing this and you're from the same family anyway? But this is what happening in the visible world. In the visible world, they don't know God, so they build up mosques and temples and things, running there, praying and making up a lot of noise, That's what you do when you're in the grips of same way like how they brainwash you with education and everything. Same the religion, they use it on you as well. Selling you a false heaven. Like I'm telling you. I don't know, you must think Muhammad is going to be waiting for you and Jesus down there. These people have they are trying to, not trying, well, yeah, they partly succeed in dumbing down your natural intelligence that God gives to you. God never give you intelligence for a next man to come and give it to you. You have it already, and you must exercise it. But they are making you afraid to exercise your own thinking capacity then. By giving you great heroes to look up to. And like I'm telling you, all of the heroes that they give you are zeros. Not heroes. Even coming back to my friend here, like to bash Mandela. Have you heard Mandela say anything since them 36 miners was killed in South Africa? It's like since that Mandela dead, innit? He had nothing out of him. If he was alive, he wouldn't say nothing anyway. But the thing is, Mandela is comforted by my old man now, but his whole family and granddaughter, they come abroad, they are affected. But the majority of Africans still living under the same oppressive laws. In South Africa, nothing has changed in South Africa from what it used to be. The people are still under suppression. All they've done is just let a few of the devilish blacks up the ladder. That's all. Higher up in the room of ignorance, so that they can keep on playing the same evil game. I don't you don't know how much Britain got invested in South Africa. Them white man in America got invested, and the rest of Europe. They are the one who still own most of the resources of the country, not the native people. South Africa is no benefit to the native black man down there, is it? Still, the majority. Nah, man. Not that anywhere on the planet, whether it's in India, China, or whatever, the majority of human beings don't get nothing. When they should be having the share like any other human being. You understand? But no, it is not share out, is it? You don't get your equal share here. You have a little tiny minority of people who are ruling over the rest. And the great majority, they're so, like I said, it'll let them so stupid that they are worshipping this tiny minority, respecting them, bowing to them. Yes, sir, to them, no, sir, to them. You understand what I mean? And these people don't... No wonder they rule over you so long, because you give them so much what you call respect. How can respect be given to devils? You understand what I mean? You can't be giving respect to devils. No, man. That's why the world is like it is. You know what I mean? When people give respect to negative things, you know what I mean? When people let religious men tell them how to think. Just imagine God create you, give you a mind, and the next man tell you how to think. A man draw up a formula and present it to you, and you can't think nothing else more than that. What some man tell you, and tell you that yes. God never tell you this. Imagine the Spirit of God is in all man, the Spirit of God is not apart from man. And God does not tell you this. Because God talk to man, although man ain't listening. God ain't telling you nothing like this, but you make some man now come with a book and tell you that, oh yes, this is how it go, and God reveal it to Whoever they are telling you God reveal. Whoever tell you that God reveal anything to a man is a liar. And the man who come and say that God reveal it to him, he is lying as well. Yeah, man. God has never sent any man who says that God sent a prophet here is a liar. And the prophet that come as well, he was a liar. If him come on this planet here and say God sent him, straight away don't know, so that's a liar. Because God don't send any prophet here. Why would God want to send any prophet here when God is here anyway? Who are prophets? Why, you know? Why is like God is here? Why send anybody? Just imagine if I'm in this room, yeah? Why would I need to send somebody to see you? How are you ticking your head? If God is present on the earth, God is everywhere, you know, in everyone. So why would God want to send anybody? To do what? No, but you let people convince you that, yeah, man, God sent a prophet to do this, man. That God must be an idiot. You know, when he was sending the prophets, he should also send one to tell those who are in the Amazon jungle at the same time. And one down China to say, yeah, you know, these are the message. Well, this God, all these God that are always sending these prophets, they don't seem to send them in a little spot, one spot in it. And what these prophets that God sent has done, I don't know, because the world has only gone evil. It looked like God must have sent them to tell people to get more wicked. Because since he's been sending these prophets, including his son and all these, and last prophet and everything, the world hasn't improved. Man has just gone more wicked in it. You see what I mean? Oh yeah. Man has gone more wicked. So them prophet is pointless. We have to forget about prophet and look for another way. Prophets and those things are what man tell you to divert you away from doing the work yourself. So that you will spend your time in life glorifying and talking about prophet, which is not a real thing. You should not come in life talking about prophet. Your sole concern in life should be what you are doing here and how you can live to be a better human being. You can easily do that without be going on about no prophet that God sent, because God never sent any. The only man who is telling you about God sent prophet is religious man who want to recruit you and put you in a box so that you cannot operate the faculties that God gives to you. You see what I mean? They operate it for you. Which you know most of all religious man, like I tell you, a whole bunch of you are idiots. Every priest, every imam, the whole lot of you. Bet me soul against that. You want to bet your soul against the fact that I'm an idiot? But I'm betting my soul, willing, the whole bunch of you, that you are idiots, fool. Well, a lot of you are not idiot. You're doing what you're doing deliberately to make money and to deceive others because you love power. So you like to set yourself up as an authority in the earth. Defrack you, all of you souls going down to hell. I could say. Dark regions. Your power is only temporary because there's a lot of you. Say the fire lion here one spitting, only me alone. But against the religious man, they never body, so they could send an army to come and kill me. But you are cowards. That's why you're in groups. And I'm bad. That's why I can speak on my own. Cowards cannot do this. Cowards stay in blood clot group, like I would say. Bunch up. But a lion like we now, firing from God, we fire on our own. Speak from the heart, directly, not from out and on book. And we don't need no whole heap of man to be and saying, oh yes brother, yes brother, yes brother. But all you who are in congregation, there's a lot of you. That does physical strength, temporary. You see, when you go in the next side in the unseen, you're going to lose that power. If it's a millionaire, you, billionaire, you, when you go there, you lose it. You won't be effective anymore as a group. Your little group shall be shattered back into the pieces that it is. You know what I mean? So you enjoy being in your little group here. And enjoy having the vice that you have, because when you go there, you lose it. You know? You can't rule it, you can't go there behaving like all you religious people. You think you must think you're going to go on the next side behaving like that, don't you? No man, ignorance. But maybe you still believing in the grips of ignorance. You can carry on behaving in ignorance until you figure out that you are living in the grips of ignorance. You know what I mean? In the seen world. Because you like I say, you know nothing about the unseen. You would rather live in the seen world, the visible. You know what I mean? That's why you go, like I say, you go and build churches, temples, mosques and this. Go in there, say you're praying to God. You know what I mean? When it would be simpler to understand that the temple of God is within thyself. No, but you think it's in a building, innit? You go there performing ritual. You leave and you gone in a desert walking round. Or you go in Ganji jumping, wherever you go. Like I said before, repeat, any black man who leave out Africa, gone down Saudi Arabia walking around is an idiot. How can you leave a jungle gone in the sun to walk around? You're a fool. You must be a fool. As if you see any Arab boy leave out and they come in Africa walk around thing. So I say any black man at all, like I repeat, who is a Muslim and a Christian is an idiot. You definitely is a fool. Because you're detached from your roots. You don't know your roots. You can't come in firehouse. You could never understand the invisible because you've been taught by idiots and following the ways of fool, those who do not know God. You see what I mean? Yes, man. So burn all that, that's what I mean in firehouse. People burn everything like that. Come out and say, come out. Let's come find say you're Christian or you're Muslim. We burn you out. So you just following the ways of people who I say, well, brainwashing to the everyday city. You know what I mean? But you can't bring that into firehouse. Because in firehouse, we just want to think like how God created. We don't want the next boy, like I say, come with this stupid Bible or in Quran and say, well, you know, God reveal. Yeah, God reveal. Keep that to yourself, boy. No problem. We don't want to know you and your God. The God will reveal that to you. Tell him, keep that blood clot. So we say in a firehouse. When you come with your Bible and you come and say, God will say, go and go tell the God to keep that pussy clot. Because this is a firehouse. See me? We only deal with the God that dwell within. And the God that dwell within don't behave in those manner. See me? The God that dwell within does require one to live good, decently. Understand what is right. Love all human beings. Love the earth. We don't have to read no book to do that. So we don't want no man who is educated tell you anything. No philosophy and no high teacher, nothing. We run those as hypocrites. You see me? Only teacher who have any sense is a teacher. We tell a man, brethren, live clean and honestly. Only way if you know God. Don't go praying, don't go in and know. Any man who gone in a building praying and a run round is an idiot, fool in this time. Don't know God. Because you can't know God and be behaving like that. Those behavior for ignorant beings. You only doing it because you've been taught to do it. You've been trained. You've been programmed like our. You see, like when the computer run. It's been programmed. Once you program it to do a certain thing, you just do it. And these human beings have been programmed to do a thing. It wasn't their own idea that come up with it. You are so stupid as well. The ideas that are in your book or your Quran, there was the ideas of men who think and put them there. So if these men can think, why can't you? Why you not thinking that you could think some thoughts as well? Is this some form of laziness? That are you so busy doing wickedness, you'd rather rely on a few good words what some good man said before, which you yourself have no understanding of, because you don't live that way. You see what I mean? You have to live it, and most of you don't want to live it. You'd rather go and pray. Well, praying is not living it. You know, and saying prayer is not living it. I go here say you go and walk up mountain or go and walk in a desert. That ain't doing nothing. That's just putting on a show, a pretense. That's what I mean. I will say even going to Mecca, how much that cost? How much the boy them make when all them million? More is a money making thing. That bumbuck like man I talk about. I go and that nothing to do with God. The boy I talk about him and walk like the boy, all of them boy they go hell. They carry on them idiotic behavior. And anyone I know who is performing any other ritual on the planet. All I know are idiot. Liberty alone that reveal the ways of the terrible and dreadful God that dwell within. You see what I mean? Anyone following any other God, we know God do not talk about. Devil do not follow. And not the real devil either, because I know the real devil. A devil that you like make up. The real devil is not interested in idiots. The real Satan is not interested in beings who choose to be idiot. That's you choose to be that. You choose. The real devil ain't interested in anyone who choose to be satanic. You are the one who is choosing to be satanic, not the devil. Devil is not making no choice. You are the one making the choice. So if you want to be satanic and evil, you know what I mean, don't be blaming it on the devil. You know what I mean? And like I'm telling you before in this time, you better wake up. Like I tell you, all those religious people, all the religious houses are run by Satan. If you want to call it Satan. So you stay in there and let Satan teach you. The devil, this is as if people are so goddamn stupid. You understand? All governments are corrupted. You'd be able to understand that now. All. Not one single government on the planet that is not corrupted. All religious institutions on the planet is corrupted, just like how you see government is corrupted. Not one of them is clean. You understand now? The devil run them, just like how the devil run politics. When I say devil, I mean wicked man, deceptive beings. They are the one who is in charge. Not righteous men. Righteous men don't run nothing on this planet. Everything that is run. Because if you was a righteous man anyway, the government, the arm wing, would not allow you as a righteous man to run. Those who run politics only allow religion to go on because religion is part of their system that keep man in ignorance. That's what they create religion. Even now they just build all a mosque on Waterloo Street there. They will allow you to build any amount of mosque you want in England and churches. Why? Now ask yourself why. And they won't make you pay no taxes either. I will free and give you a kind of freeness. Because it's just like singing. Those who sing, they'll help them along and sing a lot of shit. If you are promoting fuckery in the system will help you. Because you are amongst those who are helping to keep people in ignorance. So yes, of course the system is going to support religious institutions. If I was the master of the system, I would do my best to support religious institutions. All of them. Because all of them will be helping me. See, they're keeping people in ignorance, and I want people in ignorance. And one of the best tools of keeping people in ignorance is religion. Don't forget what I tell you about religion. It's a flex. In and out. Paradoxical. So they are using the negative part of it on you. Anything in the physical is evil. Set up there. So yeah, all the man them who is working in those institutions are brainwashed. Those who are not brainwashed are deliberately evil. And all those who are following them are being led astray because they can't think for themselves. Because if you can think for yourself, you think for yourself. But because you can't do it, you just follow the herd. Like when if you see a shepherd leading a herd of sheep. The same way religious people do. Whatever the leader say, they just follow. And because there's a lot of you in these groups, you feel safe. Safety in numbers, innit? Well, when death comes for you, you'll be on your own. You won't feel so powerful when you get separated from your little nation and your little country, innit? And your little group. When death comes, yeah, you are on your own soul. This nation that you are in, this group where you feel so confident in that there's a billion of you in it, and there's a billion of you, like there's a billion Muslim believe you, a billion Christian as well. No, not nearly a billion Indo. Well, the whole billion of you wrong. So billion of you gone a blood clot hell. Whole billion of you, because the whole billion of you are idiot. Because for your start, you should not be setting up yourself as no different type of human being. You should, as a spiritual person, you must understand yourself from oneness. Can't be no separating oneness then, can you? As to thinking, oh, I'm better than this man, I'm my way. No separation in oneness. So though you can tell religious people have got the conception of oneness. Because if they have, they wouldn't deal in separateness and different types. All they do is breed hatred amongst one another. You see it all the time. You'll see the Muslim busily point out the fault of what he call the negativity of the Christian. You know? Well, he cannot see his negativity. So I'm busy and that's the game that they play. The Hindu point or they will point, oh, you worship this, you worship that, you worship statue. Man trying to, but at the same time make even the more man think their thing is the best. They're so stupid that if you get 10 of them, the 10 of them will tell you that theirs is the best. And the way to God. That's how, and they're so ignorant as well that they wouldn't be able to see it and say, how come the 10 of us is saying, you know? They wouldn't be able to see, because ignorance, like I tell you, well, you know, ignorant, I've been in the house of ignorant. When you're ignorant, you're just ignorant, you know, stupid. You can't afford to, well, not afford. When you get out of that, you lose all that idiotic business, you know what I mean? Come out of ignorance. And like I'm telling you, in the invisible, there is no division. It's indivisible that you create different nations. God create human beings. You don't understand? One human being. So there is none of this. You'll always hear them individual. Oh, the Jew, the Arab, the black, the beat. Because it's pure war and confusion. It's like indivisible. You can say, oh, it's hell. You come here living amongst hellish people who want to hate one another and kill one another and fight one another. They don't want to live. Even when reasoning amongst my brethren, there's people who can see nowhere that you could never live without money. That's how mad they are. You know that you could imagine God create the world. He never create money, so you don't need paper to live because you can't eat it. It's just something that we made, and then get the metal and print a man. And some man is saying that they couldn't imagine that you could live life without it. No, that's crazy. It would be simpler to see that you don't need goddamn money to live life, or simpler to see that it's because of money why people are poor. Evil man take money and make people poor, take away their rights. And these idiots can't see it. They'll say, oh no, you can't live without money. Money is not a necessary part of life, fool. If it was, God would have created money. God will create no money. No need for no money. Those who think that there should be no life without money, like I say, their soul should go where such rules go on. Not only when they leave here, but when they go into the next world. That's what they should leave. They should go into a world of money. Where their mind cannot conceive of nothing more than playing that same game that they play here. Then go and enjoy that. People who can think, don't think about no goddamn money. Life's more simpler than that. You can live life. Life should be lived without money. Should be no money. And if there was no money, everyone would be rich. And everyone is rich because God provides richness, not for some, but for all. And if God provides richness, not for some, but for all, how come most are poor? Because of money, manipulated by a few greedy and selfish human beings, and convincing you all that's how life was supposed to be. Life wasn't supposed to be nothing like that. You don't understand. But then again, like I say, when you are living, and when your faith is in what you see, when you put your faith in your Bible, in your Quran, in whatever it is you see, and when you have no understanding of what the unseen is, then you can come out with anything. Anything at all can happen to you. You can believe in anything. You know what I mean? But all these things that you are believing in, these you got to leave. You are not going to stay in the visible, like I'm saying. You are heading in the invisible. So am I. And right now, as I'm pointing out where you are going to head, you know what I'm going to do. I've been rapping a long time about the invisible ways. You know, the paradoxical ways of God. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fade in and fade out from Firehouse. See you on another reel. Rastafari.